In today's video, I'm going to share with you the super low-risk formula that two companies have used to build highly successful businesses on Amazon. To understand the steps that they took to do it, keep watching and I'll break it down so that you can replicate their success. Hi there, my name is Trent Dyrsmid and I am the founder and CEO of a multi-million-dollar third-party Amazon seller. I started selling on Amazon in April of 2016, and in my first 5 months, I didn't sell very much and I barely made a dime. To say it was incredibly frustrating was an understatement, so much so that I nearly quit. And then I had a huge aha moment that changed everything. Over the next 2 years, I sold just over $3.4 million worth of product and generated a profit of $582,000 in the process. So what happened, you ask? I realized that in order to grow my Amazon business into a 7, 8, or 9-figure success, I was not going to be able to do that by selling generic products like apple slicers or garlic crushers that I'd found by surfing the homepage of Alibaba or doing searches or whatever. Instead, what I was going to have to do was find a massively scalable model where I was able to do it without taking a whole lot of risk. Let's look at some examples of what I mean. The first company I'd like to tell you about is NetRush out of Vancouver, Washington. NetRush was founded in 2006 and today they employ about 150 people, but that isn't the part I want you to focus on. What I'd like you to notice is just how many products they sell. As you can see, NetRush stocks over 3,000 different products from a wide variety of brands. Notice that NetRush doesn't have any NetRush branded products. Instead, all they do is resell brand name products they've purchased from their suppliers. The second company is Pattern, formerly known as iServe out of Lehi, Utah. They were founded in 2013 and employ about 112 people. Much like NetRush, Pattern stocks a very large number of products. As you can see, Pattern stocks over 4,000 products from a wide variety of brands. Just like NetRush, they don't have any of their own products, and instead they focus on reselling brand name products for the companies they partner with.
So at this point, you might be thinking that these are huge companies and there's no possible way for you to replicate their success. And you know what? You might be right, but you could also be wrong. It really depends on how you feel about yourself, your level of confidence, and what actions you're going to take. What is absolutely true is these companies are using a decades-old, proven business model of buying products wholesale and then reselling them for a profit.
So now that you understand the business model these companies are using, you might be asking yourself, well, how can I replicate their success? It's actually quite a bit simpler than you think, but it is not the way that most beginners are being taught to sell on Amazon. Most beginners are taught by the gurus that private label is the way to go. Now you might be asking, well, what is private label? Private label is a business model where you spend hours and hours and hours doing manual product research, and it's mind-numbingly boring. And what you're looking for are products that have enough demand, but not too much competition. And a few years ago, this approach worked very well. But these days, thanks to readily available software tools, finding products that meet this criteria has never been harder. Supposing you actually find a product, well, then you need to contact factories, order samples, pick the factory you'd like, spend $2,000 to $3,000 placing your first order, wait for it to ship, create new product listings on Amazon. Of course, you have to shoot the pictures for those and you have to write all the sales copy for those. Then you've got to try and get reviews. Now you've got to also run PPC campaigns and so much more, all in the hopes of making a good product selection. Get it right and you'll make sales. Get it wrong and you've just wasted 3 to 4 months of your time and you have a huge amount of inventory that nobody wants to buy. And even worse, you've pretty much lost all of your money. And here's the part that I really don't understand and why new people go with this approach. When you're new, you don't have any experience to be able to make the judgment on what a good product is versus a bad product. And in the private label approach, you have to do exactly that. If you get your product selection wrong, it really doesn't matter what you do afterwards. You're simply not going to be successful and you're going to lose all your money. Private label is the high-risk approach, and it is not what I recommend you do if you're just starting out. Now let me explain the low-risk approach that I talked about earlier with those two companies and what I think is the best way for people who are just starting out. It's also the way that I use to build my own business. Step 1, find profitable products.
Finding products on Amazon actually starts with finding sellers of products. Let me give you an example of what I mean. You go to the Amazon homepage and you're going to have all sorts of products that are going to be on this page based upon whatever your particular shopping habits have been. So you can literally pick any one of those products, or you can type a keyword in if you're interested in a specific niche or category or whatever. It really doesn't matter, and that is entirely up to you. So I'm just going to randomly pick this particular product here. Now, what I want to do when I look at a product like this is I want to see, are there more than one seller of the product? So here, in this particular case, there are just two. Now, in many cases, there'll be 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 70 or 80. It really depends. So you'll need to look at a number of products. But if you start with one, then you're going to find the sellers. And this is really the information that I'm looking for. So here we see that we have Vimerson Health as one of the sellers of this particular product. Well, let's go see who they are. And of course, that doesn't work. So let's look at Be Skinny Global and see if we find anything there. Okay. So what we've found is that there is this seller called Be Skinny Global. We can see that this company has a total of 91 different products that they sell. And if we go back to here, we can see that they have generated 15 seller reviews over the last 30 days. So right away, I know that this is a fairly small company. And so I probably wouldn't go any further with this one, but for the purposes of this explanation, they're going to do just fine. What I'd really like to see here is a number somewhere maybe around 40, 50, 60, 70 or so reviews in the last 30 days. What that tells me is that they're moving a decent volume of product. If they're doing 40 reviews, they're making about 100,000 a month in sales, 80 reviews, roughly 200,000 a month in sales, more than enough to suggest that the portfolio of products they are carrying sell well. Once I've established that they have a strong sales velocity, now I'm going to look at the number of products that they have. Now, you'll find in some cases a seller might have 10 products, and in other cases a seller might have 9,000 products. So the more products that a given seller has, the more opportunities there are for you to suck all of those products down into a spreadsheet or analyze them manually, whatever way you would prefer. In the beginning, analyzing manually is just fine. Although a spreadsheet, you're going to be able to deal to larger numbers of products, and there's various software tools that will allow you to do that. The two that I know of are one called Price Checker 2 and another one called Tactical Arbitrage. And basically, you can extract all of the products from a given seller store and put it into a spreadsheet. So what am I really looking for? Well, if this seller, Be Skinny Global, if they can buy all these products wholesale and they can resell them at retail prices and make a profit, well, why can't I? In this particular case, this seller is a really small company. They're probably doing only around $30,000 a month, which may sound like a lot to you, but in the world of reselling brand names on products on Amazon, it's really not very much. So you would simply look, well, where can I buy this one? And where can I buy this one? And where can I buy this one? And so once you've found suppliers, then you're going to start negotiating prices and so forth.
So once you've downloaded all these products into a spreadsheet, you're going to be able to easily look at the numbers. And then you're going to use various software tools. Keepa is one that is very common and it's actually free. And Keepa will give you all the historical data on sales volume, number of sellers, and the historical price range. I don't know about you, but I think using the data-driven approach to decide how to invest my money is so much safer than just kind of going with my gut and hoping for the best. So now that I know which products I want to buy, I need to find a place to buy them. My preference is to go direct to the manufacturer and to try and establish a wholesale relationship with the manufacturer, and many times we're able to do that. However, that won't be the case all the time. So when that doesn't happen, you can simply ask that manufacturer, who are the distributors that carry your products? And then you can go open wholesale accounts with the distributors and obtain a price list. Once I've found a place to buy the product from, either a distributor or directly from the brand, the next thing I'm going to do is need to negotiate a price. Ideally, the best price possible. So here's the thing that you need to understand about price lists. Every distributor and every manufacturer will give you what they call their wholesale price list, and nobody pays the price that is in the price list. Your job is to negotiate a better price, and the best way to do that is through volume discounts. Step 4, list the products for sale on Amazon. So once you've negotiated a price that works for you and you've placed your order, all you have to do is wait for the products to arrive so you can prep the products and ship them into Amazon for resale. Once you've done this one time, all you need to do is put the systems in place that are going to allow you to replicate this process over and over and over again. Do that, and you are on your way to building your very own super successful Amazon business. Thanks very much for watching my video. If you'd like to receive notifications of future videos, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell. And if you scroll down into the video description, I will include links there to other relevant videos. And in addition to these videos, there's also a link down in the description that will allow you to register for one of my upcoming webinars. And on those webinars, I go into a lot more detail and show the systems that I use to do many of the things that I talked about in this video. So I would highly encourage that you attend. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.